You know, in crypto, just one wrong letter can be the difference between a successful transaction and your money, well, vanishing forever. Today, we're going to dig into a tiny, almost invisible flaw that really put that whole idea to the test. Let's get into it. So let me ask you this. What if a simple typo, the kind you make all the time, could actually fool a crypto address's own security system? I know, it sounds kind of impossible, right? But that is exactly the wild scenario we're going to unpack today. Okay, so to really get the problem, we have to start with the solution it was hiding inside of. We are talking about Bech32 addresses. Now, these are basically a modern gold standard in crypto, designed for one big reason: to stop us, the users, from making those really expensive, you can't take it back kind of mistakes. And let's be super clear about the stakes here, because this is important. Sending crypto to the wrong address, it's not like an email bouncing back to you. No, it is literally like stuffing cash into an envelope and mailing it to some random house. Once it's sent, it's gone. Poof. Forever. That's why getting every single character right is everything. So how do they do that? Well, the secret weapon here is something called a checksum. The easiest way to think of it is like a magic number that's mathematically baked right into every single address. Now, if you mistype even one character, that magic number totally changes. Your wallet software sees it instantly, knows something's off, and slams the brakes on the transaction. It's this amazing, powerful safety net. And that is why Bech32 was hailed as being so brilliant. I mean, it's got this built-in error detection that catches all the common typos we make. It's even case-insensitive, so you don't have to stress about caps lock. The whole shebang adds up to this really strong mathematical guarantee of accuracy. It was designed to be, well, foolproof. Yeah, almost foolproof. Because as strong as that guarantee was, it turns out it had one tiny, critical, and super specific exception. An exception that pretty much everyone overlooked. And right here, this is where the whole thing falls apart. You see that checksum, that awesome magic number we talked about? Well, it has one major condition. Its guarantee only works if the address has the exact same number of characters as the original. If you accidentally add or even remove a single character, that safety net, it's just gone. Now, to be fair, the designers kinda knew about this. You can see from this quote, they basically thought, what are the odds? They figured the chances of someone accidentally adding or removing a character and having the results still produce a valid checksum were just astronomically low. So it was seen as this theoretical academic risk, something that would basically never happen in the real world. But then a very, very specific choice in the algorithm's design took that theoretical risk and made it a very practical one. And this, my friends, is where the story gets really, really weird. Let's talk about the Q glitch. So this flaw, it isn't random at all. It only shows up under one very specific condition. It has to be a Bech32 address that just happens to end with the letter P. That one specific ending created this totally bizarre loophole in the checksum's math, a loophole that for some reason the letter Q is perfectly suited to exploit. Okay, check this out. This table shows you exactly what happens. The top line there, that's the correct address. It's totally valid. But now look at what happens below. If you jam a couple of Q's in there right before that final P, the length of the address changes, but the checksum still says it's valid. The wallet is completely tricked. Add 4 Qs, add 6 Qs, it doesn't matter. The system is still fooled. It's crazy. So here's the bottom line. Under this one weird circumstance, you can just add or remove the letter Q, and the entire system's main line of defense, that checksum, is completely tricked. The very security feature that's supposed to protect you is totally bypassed. Okay, so when you hear that, you're probably thinking this must have been a total disaster, right? Funds getting lost left and right. Well, actually, no. It didn't. And the reason why is this really fascinating detail about how the whole protocol was first rolled out. It all comes down to one number: 20. That's right, 20. To actually take advantage of this glitch in the very first version of SegWit addresses, you would have had to add or remove the letter Q a whopping 20 times. So let me break that down. The first version of SegWit, it only had 2 valid address lengths, 42 characters and 62 characters. So to make a 42-character address look like a valid 62-character one using this Q trick, you'd have to add 20 Qs. And let's be real, nobody accidentally makes a typo that's 20 characters long. So the attack was just totally impractical at the time. But, and this is the really important part, the flaw itself, the bug in the Bech32 code, it didn't just vanish. It's still there, just lurking. It's a hidden risk for any future upgrades that might decide to use different address links. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Well, the story of the Q glitch is way more than just a weird technical fun fact. It's actually a really powerful lesson about technology and security. What it really shows us is that even systems that are built on these powerful, solid mathematical guarantees, the ones we're told are totally trustworthy, can have these bizarre, hidden weaknesses, these little edge cases nobody saw coming. It's just a huge reminder that nothing is ever truly perfect, and you always have to be looking closer. And that kind of brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. This whole story is about one tiny character in one specific algorithm. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other tiny, seemingly insignificant flaws are just hiding in plain sight in all the code that we trust with our lives every single day?